welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how I take my notes and specifically how I take my anatomy notes. So the pen that I'll be using throughout this video is just the Paper Mate Inkjoy, and then the highlighters that I will be using are the Zebra Mildliners. And I got this notebook. I made it on erinconjurin.com. They have like planners and notebooks and stationery items, and I just did the custom notebook. So anyway, I'm just gonna get in here and show you guys how I take notes. So I have this tab right here. It just says A&P1, and then I have this pink one that says A&P2. I got these tabs at Walmart. They're awesome for textbooks as well, just because they're a little bit thicker and I really like them. So I'm just going to kind of flip through before I get into actually how I take notes, just so you guys can see a couple of pages of notes, kind of how I set it up. Okay, you guys, so now getting into how I set up my notes. Every new section or new kind of chunk of material that's going to be on a certain exam, I put that all together. I pick 2 to 3 colors. So here I have like my new section color or new topic is going to be highlighted in yellow. So I have this, it's going to be on the heart, and this first section is all going to be on cardiac muscle. And I will do like a little bullet point there, and then anything that's under it I will do like little dashes so that are subcategories. And here I have a subcategory of this subcategory, and I use like A and B. Sometimes I'll use little arrows, and again I have A and B. And when there's definitions, I will also highlight those. So here I'm using a blue to highlight those. And here I have in mint green, I have highlighted some really important stuff. So here I know that the essay note, it's going to be a term for me, but I also really need to know that it's 60 to 100 beats per minute. Same thing down here with the AV note. Sometimes I will draw like simple pictures. Then I will also highlight if stuff's important but it's not necessarily a term. I'll just underline it with the same color that I highlight the definitions with. So for example, like I said, I'm using blue for any like terms, but here I just have mitochondria and myoglobin talking about helping with cellular respiration. Now those aren't terms, I already know what those are, I don't need the definition, but it's really important things to know, so I'm just kind of underlining them so I can like remember those words. Now we're on to the next page of notes. Again, we are still on the heart, but this is all on the cardiac excitation sequence, okay? So like I said, sometimes I'll use arrows underneath, so I have little arrows here, and then I have steps. So I have like the essay no depolarizes, and then underneath I do little dashes because it's all under this category of the essay no depolarizes. And here I kind of added a little bit of color. I really needed to know that the P wave shows atrial depolarization and that the QRS complex is when ventricular depolarization is happening. So if things are super important, I don't want them to blend in. So that's why I'm underlining important words. I'm highlighting, you know, categories and like terms, and here I have this in red so I can remember on my exam. Again, new sections, normal control of heart I have in yellow. Something else, we have like the side effects and then medications, and I have a yellow star because this was something that she said you're going to really need to know this. There's going to be multiple questions on the exam, so I put a huge yellow star knowing that yes, I really need to know these. Next thing I wanted to show you guys, this was something I needed to know what the EKGs look like. We didn't go super in depth with it, but she wanted us to know and be able to identify them. So she gave us out a handout, and what I did was I cut that out and I put them right here, and then I put all of, you know, someone who has a complete heart block, what is their rate going to be and what's their pulse going to be, with like a brief definition underneath. Just kind of what helps me. So that's kind of how I set up my notes, and if she draws anything on the board, it's probably important, and you know, drawing it out is a really good tool when taking notes, especially something that helps with visualization. Alright you guys, so now I'm just going to take my notes from class today. So what I do in my anatomy class is I take my laptop in and I just take all my notes on my laptop, and then later on I like to write everything and highlight and make it as neat and organized as possible because I use my notes all the time when studying. Now if you're not someone who uses your notes when studying, I wouldn't go through the process of maybe typing them in class and rewriting them. Just pick one to do in class. Like I said, what I'm gonna do is right now we're talking about digestive system. So I'm gonna put tongue right there. I have a couple things about it, so I'm just going to write them down, and I'm gonna put little dashes to denote that they're like little subcategories of tongue. All right, so my main kind of topic we're talking about here is the tongue. So I'm going to highlight that in purple, and I don't have any terms in here, but what I do have is a really important word, and this is bolus. So I'm just going to underline that with the color that I would use to highlight a term that I needed to know. And then my next topic I'm going to talk about is saliva. So I'm going to do the same thing. Alright you guys, so these are all the notes that we took in class today. Now what I will do is I will go on to Quizlet. I'm sure you guys have all heard of it before. If not, it's just an online website. It's just Quizlet.com, and they also have an app, and you can just make flashcards. It's super awesome. So what I'll do is I'll just put all of this into a Quizlet. So maybe on one side I'll put tongue, and then on the other I'll have all three of these bullet points. I'll also have different questions. What I will do is say I put, so like I have this underlined, so it's important, so I might put on one side, the tongue helps create what for swallowing, and on the other side I'll put bolus. So I'm like asking myself questions. So I might also put, for example, in order for the material to be absorbed in the stomach, what two things must it be? Water soluble and fat soluble. So just like that, I will always put all my notes in there, but then I will also add repeat flashcards, and by that I mean I'm going to turn them into questions, and that's what helps a lot as well. So I recommend taking your notes as soon as the class is over or as soon as possible, and I also recommend doing the Quizlet with the notes because it can get overwhelming trying to make a really lengthy Quizlet the night before the exam. Sitting down and doing 20 is better than making like 150 at once. So yeah. Alright you guys, so I hope you found this video helpful. I hope my note taking was kind of helpful, and I hope that I was able to explain it. I really do hope you guys find this video helpful. If you guys have any good note-taking tips, I would really like if you guys share them with me because I'm always looking for new ways to study or more efficient ways. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!